What's up, Yang Gang? So as you know, we put out a video yesterday, and it's a pretty awesome video. If y'all haven't checked it out, click that little thing right there and check it out. So today is Patreon Day. Shout outs to all of our Patreons, our new Patreon. Bing.
Thank y'all.
So much. Man, y'all don't realize like how much this helps us out, because the market values us at 0, but our value comes from you. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Also today,
Sharkgate?
we'll get to Sharkgate in a minute. We want to talk about this video, and is Elizabeth Warren reading Andrew Yang's book? Y'all know how I feel about Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
But
If
we'll
you
get to
watched
that.
any of our videos, we'll get to that later.
Sharkgate. You want to talk a little bit about Sharkgate?
Yeah, well, I wake up this morning to see that Sharkgate is trending on Twitter. And then this happens to go along with this tweet that Andrew Yang tweeted out. So I had to dig a little deeper. And this is why it's trending. Watch this clip.
Is uncontradicted that the president used taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election. And the complaint that
I mean, what do you say about that? Thanks, Swallow.
Bringing us entertainment.
For sure. Speaking of trending on Twitter, we're trending it today. Women for Yang. Hashtag Women for Yang.
Mm-hmm.
Such an integral part of this movement is the women that are behind a lot of the stuff that goes on. For people who say that this is geared, a campaign that's geared towards men, it's really not.
Yeah. As a woman, I would have to disagree with that. It's geared towards all of us. And I feel like his policies help women more than any of the other candidates' policies.
Like, talk for just a moment, like, you know, this is not your first relationship that you've been in, you know, but go back to a previous relationship that you might have felt trapped in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whose policies are going to help you more than Andrew Yang's?
Yeah, if I would have been getting the freedom dividend back when I was in my first marriage, then I wouldn't have had to go through as much hell as I went through. Same for the kids. You know, it was just, couldn't leave because I wasn't allowed to work. I wasn't allowed to leave the home, you know, and I couldn't go anywhere. I didn't have any money. I had no access to funds. But if I had my own $1,000 a month, that would have made it a lot easier to get out.
For sure. Putting money into a person's hands and allowing them to spend it how they see fit is more effective than these government-run programs where you can only buy food, or these government-run programs where you can only do this or this or this, because all of our needs are different. Mm-hmm. We're all in unique situations. But the one thing that addresses most of those unique situations is money.
Exactly. Put the money in our hands.
Let us spend it how we want to.
And how we need to. You know, it just makes
Let us buy
so
diapers
much
if that's
sense.
what we need. Let us buy gas if that's what we need. Let us buy food if that's what we need.
Yep.
It just makes sense to put money into people's hands.
Let's jump to a lighter note real quick.
On a lighter note.
And check out some Andrew Yang singing, because we all love it. And it's so fun to watch.
Andrew, I love you, man, but you cannot sing a lick.
What? He's a great singer. I could go to sleep to Andrew Yang's voice.
I could not. Not his singing.
Check out this clip and let me know what you think.
Hungry eyes. Hungry eyes. I feel the heat between you and I.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah. If you don't know the song, you should know the song because it's an 80s classic.
You go to sleep to that, right?
So as y'all can see, Andrew's got some pipes. He's getting ready for church meetings in South Carolina. Speaking of church meetings in South Carolina, we got our third qualifying poll.
Yes, we did.
All this news comes out as we're putting a video out.
Mm-hmm.
So, ergo, why we're here this morning, putting a video out.
Yeah. And if you'll remember yesterday, we also talked about Joe Biden. And like, what was up with him being like, Joe Biden's my favorite, you know? So, he did have this to say about Joe Biden yesterday. If you caught that article where Joe Biden said that marijuana was a gateway drug.
So you all probably know that Joe Biden and I get along quite well, but then he came out with a statement saying that he wouldn't legalize marijuana because he thought it could be a gateway drug, and I obviously disagreed with that quite strenuously. So I put out, it's like, hey, I think we should legalize marijuana, but I took it a step further and tweeted out a photo of me at a giant cannabis facility dispensary with a caption, say my name because I'm a big Breaking Bad fan, and you clearly can't look at that picture without thinking of Heisenberg and Breaking Bad and all that stuff. And so, you know, like the thing I just realized after the fact, hours later, was like, I'm so proud of the fact that we're the kind of campaign that could put that out there and it's totally consistent with the campaign. Because I was trying to imagine other politicians like trying to put that sort of thing out there, and it would be impossible. Like, you know, they just look, you know, ridiculous, I think. I mean, I looked ridiculous too, but for me to look ridiculous is not is not off-brand, sort of. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's like,
come on, Joe, you got to like take a look at what's happening around you. You're like so antiquated in your thinking. You're still in this whole 1970s reefer madness
Reefer
shit.
madness, that's what I was about to say.
Come on, Joe. It's like, really? Take a look at this picture. Yeah, because that's how we roll in the Yang Gang. Can you say Heisenberg?
I like how he put "say my name." That's the caption.
That was great. You know what's going to be awesome? Is I can't wait till tomorrow's debate when somebody pisses Andrew Yang off and he slams his hand down on the podium and he's like, I am the one who knocks.
Will that happen?
Yes. Do it, Andrew. Do it.
So, real quick, I don't even know if we should put this in here because Andrew Yang leaked a little bit of information that he wasn't supposed to.
But since he leaked it, we're leaking it.
There you go.
I'm probably not allowed to say this, but I got booked on Jimmy Kimmel for later this month. So that'll be good. You know, like the mainstreaming of Yang continues. I'm also really proud, and this is like,
not supposed to do that.
yeah, no, whatever.
Can't wait for that. Jimmy Kimmel? Are you kidding me?
It's awesome.
That's going to be excellent.
So now we leaked it too.
Now we leaked it too. But we've done that on some of our other videos too, if you've watched. So now, Elizabeth Warren.
Yes. We would like to start with the debates.
Let's take a look at the debates.
Your time is up. I want to give it.
So as you can see right here,
He has the data.
he has the data. But Elizabeth Warren apparently didn't have it. Flash forward to yesterday. To this news article. Now, what would make Elizabeth Warren do an about face on UBI and the freedom dividend?
Yeah, it's very shocking because you know how we feel about Warren.
Right.
And we're both very shocked and pleasantly surprised, I guess.
Yes. Now, why would she do that, though? Well, come to find out, Andrew sent her a book after the debates because she didn't have the data.
So here's what Andrew had to say about that.
Yeah. Take a look.
So yesterday I saw a bunch of the other candidates, had some fun exchanges and gossip. But one thing I was very proud of was that Elizabeth Warren said she's halfway through my book, which I was like, awesome. I mean, after the last debate, we had an exchange afterwards, and then she was like, yeah, I'd like to see the studies and data, and I was like, well, I actually wrote a book on this topic, I'll send it to you. And so, you know, so I sent it, but you have no idea if someone's actually going to, like, receive it and read it, you know, I mean, because, like, you know, she's a very busy woman, and, like, might not be home very often, and when you send it to the campaign office, so who the heck knows, right? So it was actually very touching to me that she says she's halfway through it, she says she's enjoying the heck out of it, and, yeah, I mean, that would never happen without, obviously, like, you know, like the Yang Gang and, like, the whole campaign and everything else, because, you know, it's like we engaged at the last debate, and then she was like, oh, shit, like, maybe I should read this dude's thing, because, like, you know, he clearly has some experience and insight on, like, the automation front. So that was exciting. Made that possible.
So as you can see, you know, and this is coming. All you got to do is go back a couple videos ago to see how I feel about Elizabeth Warren. She makes my blood boil. But when I heard this yesterday and I dug into it and saw that she was actually willing to read the book, because you can't read that book and not come away just like, holy crap, this is real.
So do you think by the time she finishes the book, she's going to be hashtag Yang Gang?
Elizabeth Warren's going to be Yang Gang. I still don't want her as my leader. I don't care what she says about universal basic income or whatever, because I'm telling you, the woman has a track record of lying. Mm-hmm. And even if you redeem yourself on an issue or something, you still have a pattern of lying. So I'm still never, ever, ever giving you my vote. There's only one person that gets my vote. And it's so funny because all of these people now, they're all copycatting Andrew Yang. And he said this at the beginning.
He did.
He said it at the beginning of all this.
He said he will either be president or all his ideas will become mainstream and everybody will be talking about him, which is very important, but he's still going to win. So, I mean...
You know why? Because all these people who want to come out in support of UBI, the Freedom Dividend, or democracy dollars, guess who said it first?
Yep. I'm going with the first one.
Me too. The OG, Andrew Yang. Speaking of OG, before we get out of here.
So they did a limited edition release of these hats.
But as you can see on the back, there's no leaf. Misprints. Y'all hang on to them. Keep them in good shape because this is going to be worth money one day. So Yang Gang, we hope you enjoyed this video. We hope that you enjoyed Elizabeth Warren coming out of her Yang closet a little bit. Thank you, Elizabeth Warren. I mean, you know what? It's progress. And we'll take progress all day, any day, when it comes to the politicians up there in Washington. Because it's so pathetic right now that, I mean, what do? You know? We hope you enjoyed a sneak peek into Andrew's
Instagram life.
Yeah. Andrew Yang's Instagram life.
I love when he does those little Instagram live streams because you never know what he's going to say. So thank y'all to everyone that has donated and joined us on Patreon. If you're looking for any of our links, they are down below in the description. You have to hit that little triangle, drops down the thing.
So please like, share, subscribe. Ding that bell. That's how you get notified. And Yang Gang, women for Yang, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yummy, 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 yummy. Oh, ew.